Hey Leo, this is Jason Cleanthes with the TWiT chat room. This is my review of the Logitech Ultrathin keyboard for the iPad mini. So this product is a follow-up to the original Ultrathin keyboard for the iPad, which was a huge success. Only this time, it's for the mini. What's great is this keyboard also acts as a stand, and it holds your iPad at a very comfortable 60-degree viewing angle for typing, watching movies on a plane or desk, or for charging and docking to your computer. The keyboard is backed with the same style and color as the iPad mini, available in both black and white. They really do match the mini very well. Size-wise, it is exactly the same size as an iPad mini. So when you have it connected with the magnetic hinge, it's almost like putting two iPads together. So it feels nice and smooth when closed up, but this is also a negative. The iPad mini has a great finish to it that feels easy to scratch. Well, so does the keyboard. And when it's sitting on a desk, it feels like the back is going to get really scratched. It would be nice if they included little pads or a clear decal that you could put on it to protect it and keep it from scratching. One thing that's cool though is when you close and open the keyboard, it does trigger the auto wake and sleep feature on your iPad, which is nice. A side note about the magnet. It's strong, but it's not very strong. As you can see, it'll hold, but it won't hold perfectly. I definitely noticed on a few occasions, while I'm holding the iPad in my hand, it does slide away from the keyboard. Now, let's go about the keyboard. There's not a lot of features on the perimeter of the device, other than the micro USB charger port, the power switch, and the Bluetooth power connecting light. As well, there's also some indicator lights on the front here. On the face of the keyboard, there are some small rubber bumpers for when the iPad is closed. This helps a bit, but doesn't prevent the iPad screen from contacting the keyboard surface. And on my mini and my full-size iPad, there has been some adhesive transfer from inside this channel. Okay, so this is an 8-inch keyboard, which will be a little tight. Because of the size, they had to make some sacrifices. We pretty much lost all the keys along the left side of the keyboard, and those functions are now integrated with the left side keys. As you can see, the tab and caps lock are merged with the Q and A keys. At first, this seems like a minor issue, but over time it has been driving me crazy. Every time I try to line up my fingers on the home line, it just feels weird resting my finger on that larger end key. But one of the great features of the keyboard is this top row of keys. They all have shortcuts to common functions, like lock, Siri, search, browser launch, on-screen keyboard, slideshow, and media control keys. Then there's the mute, volume down, and volume up keys, which are really handy when using this stand for watching podcasts, movies, or listening to music. Oh, and one important piece of information, this Logitech Ultrathin keyboard for the iPad mini retails for $79.95 from Logitech and at many of your big box retail electronic stores. So I think that pretty much covers my review of the Logitech Ultrathin keyboard for the iPad mini. The pros and cons on this are: it matches the finish of the iPad mini, so it looks great together. It holds the iPad at a comfortable viewing angle for working. It has a really long battery life. And the function keys all over the keyboard are really helpful. Cons: to match the size of the iPad, certain keys had to get merged. The material feels like it's going to scratch really easily, so you got to be careful about that. Also, the magnet on the hinge should have been stronger. It can easily separate when carrying. And of course, my biggest con, the adhesive transfer to the screen is really annoying. It's been seen on both my large and small keyboard, but it's not a deal breaker. So, is it a buy, try, or don't buy? Well, that really depends on your needs. I personally take my iPad mini everywhere. I use it for a lot of things. I use it for script writing. I use it for long emails, working on projects. So for me, a keyboard works great. Besides, it also works as a great stand when I'm sitting in my truck just wanting to watch a movie in between shoots or takes or locations. If that's you, then this is a definite buy. If you're a person that doesn't use your iPad mini as a content creation device, but you use it more as a consumption device, then this probably isn't the thing for you. It's a nice keyboard, it works great, it looks great, but if you're just using your iPad mini to watch videos, read emails, and respond in text message, using the on-screen keyboard is probably fine. Get yourself a nice case. So officially, buy if you need it, don't buy if you don't. I'm Jason Cleanthes with TWiT Chat Room, and before you buy, and this has been my review of the Logitech Ultrathin keyboard for the iPad mini.